This is the story of how I got my first chronic back pain patient completely out of pain when every other doctor had failed him. We're rewinding back quite a few years. I was actually still a student in chiropractic school getting my doctorate, and I was personal training at the time at a gym called Club Fitness that is popular in Missouri. I was in St. Louis, and I got a new client just through the gym, right, who wanted to get in shape. And of course, when you get a new client, you go over their history, like any complaints they might have, what their goals are, right? And this individual's goal was to try to get in shape and lose weight, and he brought up his back pain multiple times. At this point, I was probably halfway or maybe 3/4 through my education, through my school. And I was very aware of back pain treatment at this point because I invested a lot of time and a lot of money into additional seminars and education and shadowing and everything I could to be the best at this. So I felt very skilled at a early point in my career. So I had this client in the gym. And of course, I'm there to be his personal trainer, but I have this knowledge with me, and I'm hearing him talk about his back pain. And his history was that he had seen 2 chiropractors who were just adjusting him and telling him his legs were uneven and giving him heel lifts and just nonsense, not getting him anywhere. And he saw a physical therapist, and the physical therapist just threw him on a treadmill, did the ice pack, gave him some super basic exercises, and really didn't spend much time with him at all. He got an injection, and then at this point, he was just on a low-dose painkiller every day. And the doctors were telling him, yeah, we'll just keep refilling your prescription because, there's nothing else you can do. That's where he was. His main complaint was every morning was excruciating to get out of bed. He brought this up all the time. First thing in the morning, it's just kills. It's so difficult rolling out of bed. The pain just hits him immediately when he gets off the bed, and just the mornings are awful. It takes him forever to feel good. And secondly, he was extremely afraid of squats because his general medical provider told him, oh, never squat. It's terrible for your back. You have back pain. You never want to load your spine, so don't squat. So mornings, terrible for him, specifically getting out of bed, rolling out of bed, and terrified of squats. So I'm looking at him thinking, all right, you've been in pain for multiple years. Multiple providers have failed you. We need to attack your nervous system. Not some special exercise for you. That's not how this person should be addressed. But this is how so many people are addressed. So I'm not thinking, oh, I need to give you this special exercise. I'm thinking, I need to help your nervous system no longer be afraid of squats and to get you out of pain in the morning. I do that, I change your life forever. And remember, I'm just a little personal trainer. So here's what I do. 1, I just make sure he's used to moving his body. We start with very basic strength and conditioning fundamentals. Extremely basic, just squat, hinge, lunge, push, pull, carry. Like very low level of those, just to make sure he feels decent. Now, I know I said squat in that, so we weren't doing squats yet. We were doing all of those except squats and just making sure he had fundamentals of movement and started with some basic mobility stuff. Now, here's what I did to unlock his fear and pain associated with squats. I didn't say, hey, his name was Greg. I didn't say, hey, Greg, we're going to go throw a barbell on her back and start squatting, because he would not do that. He was afraid of it. He believed it would cause him pain. Therefore, it did, because he was told by an authority that it would. So instead, I knew that I needed to desensitize his nervous system from that motion. So we regressed it. And what I did was I had him get on the floor on his hands and knees and simply rock back and forth, sitting back into the stretch, which if you were to take his body on all fours sitting back and you were to rotate it vertically, it would look similar to a squat position. It would look similar. So it's training his body that this motion of your hips and of your legs is nothing to be feared. So this is called graded exposure. You're slowly exposing them to different grades of the goal activity or of the goal movement. And it's going to grade their nervous system's exposure to that to help them adapt to it from a nervous system standpoint. Hey, real quick, I know you're struggling with pain and obviously want to fix it. So if you just text me the word pain to 317-751-9509, I will send you my free back pain fix demo. Just text that number and you can fix your pain. Thank me later. Back to the show. So that was the first thing I did. Just had him rock back and forth. Hey, no pain. You feel good doing that? Okay. That was his warm up and that was his cool down. Then remember, we have to get him vertical doing that, but we take it's slow. So the next thing I did was, instead of just having him on all hands and knees, then I had him lean against a table or a wall. So lean into a wall, and basically I told him, hey, we're gonna do a shoulder exercise, trying to trick his brain here. And I said, you're gonna push your body away from this table or wall, depending on what we had, and then you're gonna allow yourself to go back, and you're gonna push yourself back and forth. So he's thinking, oh, this is a shoulder exercise. But in reality, now instead of being horizontal with the floor, we're diagonal to the floor, and he's performing a squat motion again. He just isn't really thinking about it. So now we're in a diagonal position, pushing his body away and back to the surface he's in contact with his hands. So now we're exposing his nervous system to a diagonal type squat. It's activating his hips a bit more. It's activating his legs a bit more. It's getting him used to this motion. Now we need to transition him to vertical. We don't start with a barbell squat, because remember, that's what he's programmed his brain to be afraid of. We start instead with a goblet squat. A goblet squat is a great starting point for anyone with back pain who wants to regress their squats to still get stronger, because it's just very friendly on the hips, very friendly on the spine. It keeps you in a really upright position. It's usually a little bit less load, less torque on the lower back, and it usually feels better for most people in these circumstances. So we start with a goblet squat, which is when you just hold the dumbbell in front of your body, like on your chest, like basically under your chin, you're holding the dumbbell. And I got him to perform these type of squats, once again, with the narrative of, hey, we're going to do a squat motion that's going to help, strengthen your upper body at the same time. So he's not 100% focused on, oh, I'm doing a squat, I'm doing the thing that my doctor told me not to do. He's thinking about other components. So now we're actually doing goblet squats, and he's not reporting any pain. Fantastic. We do that for a couple weeks. Now we switch it to a front squat with a barbell. So, hey, instead of a dumbbell, we're going to hold a barbell. So now he's getting used to the feeling and the visual of holding a barbell, the very thing that he was told he should not put on his back. Now we're getting used to that. And then finally, a few weeks after that, then we put it on his back. We started with no weight and then slowly added weight over time. By the time we were done working together, he was squatting 135 pounds on his back, no back pain. No back pain and no fear associated with squatting. That was mission number one. That alone, life-changing. Now, step number two, man, he's still got this back pain rolling out of bed in the morning though. How do we get rid of that? Well, here's what we do. Since we started to desensitize his nervous system to one of the other main provoking things, which was squatting, and I was getting his body moving while we were at the gym. We were doing a bunch of core stability stuff, mobility things, obviously progressing him back into a squat motion, reducing so much fear associated with movement, that what I started doing is, because he felt so good after our training sessions, he felt great. He loved the way that he felt. What I did was, there was a massage table in the center of the gym. It was like a stretching table. And what I had is, at the end of our sessions, when he felt the best and he felt the most comfortable with movement, with moving his body, I had him get on and off the stretching table 5 times at the end of every single session, because it mimicked him getting out of bed. Yes, it was a little bit higher off the ground, but it was the same motion. I said, lay down on your back. All right, now roll off of it and stand up. Lay on your back, roll off of it, stand up. And he kind of laughed at me. He thought I was being silly, but I knew what I was doing. So I said, do that 5 times. We did that 5 times after every single workout. Every time he did it, I would reinforce, no pain, right? And he'd go, yeah, no pain. Every rep, no pain, no pain, no pain, no pain. I had him say it every time, reinforced it every single time. And after about a month or so of that, I said, hey, Greg, I just want, us to be on the same page here. You realize that this motion we're doing at the end of every single workout, you realize it's the exact same motion of getting out of bed, right? And he goes, yeah, I was kind of thinking that. I thought that was your angle here. And I brought that to his attention. He realized, oh yeah, I can do that motion, getting out of bed. I can do that without pain. Fast forward a bit of time, he reported to me that he no longer had pain getting out of bed. No more back pain throughout the entire day. Could now do squats, work out with me without pain. Lost significant weight, and improved strength dramatically, improved mobility dramatically. No back pain. The same person where they tried the adjustments, they tried the PT, they tried the injection, they were on pills. And now here's this personal trainer who doesn't even have his doctorate yet. And the only thing I did was I took the 2 things that he was afraid of doing and I regressed them and built him up to them. That was it. That's what I did, and changed his life forever. So when you're seeking guidance, if you're receiving the same cookie cutter approach that everybody else is getting, that hardly works for many individuals with significant back pain, disc herniation, sciatica, you need someone who truly understands how to treat these conditions and looks at the person way more in depth than just, oh, back pain, do these exercises. Oh, back pain, throw this ice pack on. It does not work. You need someone who can analyze, what is your history? What What is your fear? What is your goal? What have you been told? What have you tried? What are your hesitations? Like, all of these things are what create the best treatment plan for that particular individual. And that's all that I did, and it worked. So it doesn't have to be hard, but it takes a thoughtful, in-depth, complex theory or methodical approach to ensuring that each individual is getting the best plan for them to work. Because just knowing how to do these things, that's the value. That's what can change your life forever. And so you need to find someone who understands this type of an approach. Now, I've since taken these skills, taken my years of clinical experience and the thousands of people that I've personally helped get out of even the most excruciating back pain, and I've created a process to help you anywhere you are in the world resolve it faster than you ever thought was possible, just like Greg. It's called the Centralization Process, and in most circumstances, it can achieve on average a 37% reduction in your pain in the first session. And in other individuals, it can reduce their pain completely in as little as 15 days. So if you want to dive deeper with me and actually get a structured plan to healing, just text me the word pain to 317-751-9509 to get a tailored step-by-step plan to permanently fix your back or sciatica issues using my centralization process. Do it right now so you don't miss this opportunity to finally get rid of your pain and change your life forever. And after you do that, please like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, join my private Facebook group, RehabFix Low Back Program, for more free content, resources, and guides. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one, and I'll see some of you in the program real soon.